Have you ever noticed that when you feel positive and energetic, things just seem to fall into place? Life feels smoother, opportunities appear, and you handle challenges with ease. But when you're feeling emotionally drained or stuck in a negative funk, it's like problems just keep piling up, one after another. It almost feels like you're jinxed. So, what's really going on here? Does our emotional energy actually shape our destiny, or is that just a nice idea, an illusion? Well, as it turns out, science has a surprisingly clear explanation, and it's not what you might think. First, let's get one thing straight. Emotions are not some abstract, mystical force. From a neuroscience perspective, they are very real physical events happening inside you. When you feel an emotion, it's actually a complex biochemical reaction in your brain. These reactions are driven by chemicals called neurotransmitters. You've probably heard of some of them. For example, dopamine is linked to motivation and that feeling of reward when you achieve something. Serotonin helps stabilize your mood, keeping you on an even keel. And cortisol, the famous stress hormone, prepares your body for a fight-or-flight response. So, when you experience a strong emotion, whether it's joy, anger, or fire, your body and brain are physically changing. It's not just in your head, it's a full-body experience. This is the foundation for understanding how something that feels so personal can have such a big impact on your external world. So, how do these internal chemical reactions translate into real-life outcomes? This is where behavioral psychology comes in. Research consistently shows a direct link between our emotional states and our actions. Think about it. When you're in a positive emotional state, you're more likely to make balanced, thoughtful decisions. You communicate more openly and effectively, which helps you build stronger social connections and a more robust support system. You see challenges as opportunities, not threats. On the flip side, when someone is experiencing chronic negative emotions like anxiety or pessimism, their behavior changes in the opposite direction. They tend to avoid opportunities because they fear failure. They interpret neutral situations in the most negative light possible and might unintentionally push people away, limiting their own potential for growth and connection. So, here's the scientific chain of events. Your emotions shape your behavior. Your behavior shapes the choices you make every day. And your choices, compounded over time, create your life outcomes. This is the scientific pathway behind what many people intuitively call destiny or fate. Now, let's talk about the brain itself and this concept of emotional energy. One of the most fascinating discoveries in modern neuroscience is neuroplasticity. This means your brain is not fixed. It's constantly changing and adapting based on your experiences, thoughts, and, you guessed it, your emotions. When you repeatedly experience a particular emotional state, you are literally strengthening the specific neural pathways associated with that emotion. It's like carving a path in a forest. The more you walk it, the clearer and more defined it becomes. So, if you repeatedly feel anxious, you are training your brain to become an anxiety expert. It becomes your default reaction. But the good news is, the reverse is also true. If you repeatedly practice gratitude, you are training a resilient, optimistic brain. The world around you doesn't magically change, but your brain's interpretation of it does. You start to see the same world through a completely different lens. This brings us to a popular idea, the law of attraction. Many people believe that if you think positively, you will attract good things into your life. While it might feel like magic, science offers a very practical explanation for why this phenomenon feels so real. It comes down to two key psychological principles: selective attention and confirmation bias. Your brain is constantly bombarded with an incredible amount of information, and it can't possibly process all of it. So, it has a filter. Selective attention is that filter. When you hold a strong belief or focus on a particular goal, your brain unconsciously starts scanning your environment for evidence that matches it. Opportunities that were always there but previously invisible to you suddenly pop out. Confirmation bias then reinforces this by making you favor information that confirms your existing beliefs while ignoring anything that contradicts them. So, it's not that positive thinking magically summons good fortune, it's that it reprograms your brain's filtering system, allowing you to finally perceive and act on the positive opportunities that have been around you all along. It's not magic, it's just how our perception works. So, to wrap it all up, science isn't claiming that your emotions have some supernatural power to control your fate. That's not the story here. What the evidence clearly shows is a logical, step-by-step process. Your emotions influence your brain's chemistry and structure. Your brain, in turn, influences your behavior and the decisions you make. And your behavior, over time, shapes the trajectory of your life. The real power lies in understanding this connection. By learning to manage and shift your repeated emotional patterns, you can gradually change the person you become and, ultimately, where your life leads. It's a powerful and practical way to take the driver's seat of your own journey. Thanks for watching, and if you found this helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more insights.